I'm Eric Engelbert with Orange County Real Estate, and today's September 26th. We're going to look at the real estate data for the last 7 days here in Orange County and also a couple key stats in the U.S. We like to keep an eye on what's happening in the U.S. because that helps us predict what's going to happen here in Orange County. All right, the first slide is our inventory slide, and we had an uptick in inventory everywhere. So that's an interesting data set. So let's look at the numbers. Here in Orange County, we're up a little bit, 3,654. And in the US for single family homes, we're up to 556,865. And then under contracts and pending here in Orange County, it's at 1,993. And in Irvine, residential units for sale, that has gone up to 373. So if you look at the data for the last 10 years, there's always a little bit of an inventory spike in September, kids back in school, just kind of a seasonal spike. But it feels like this may be a reaction to the higher interest rates where buyers are being sensitive to the high interest rates, and some buyers, of course, are being priced out, which is causing inventory to increase and causing less sales, less demand, and that's why our under contract and pending numbers are down also. So that all kind of makes sense as to what's going on. There's no crazy big jumps or anything. It's 1% here, 1% there. It's actually less than 1% more in the US for total single family homes increase. But we will definitely keep an eye on that and see if there's any big jumps here or there. A lot of people are predicting that inventory is actually going to go down through the rest of the year, which is normal considering it's the holidays. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if there's anything, if it goes down to more than crisis levels. All right, the next slide is our days on market slide. The median days on market in Orange County is 39. That went down from last week from 41. So that shows that demand's increased a little bit here in Orange County. The average days on market is 52. That stayed the same. Properties for priced under 1 million, the median days on market is 34. That's gone down 2 days from 36. And then over 2 million, that's at 56 days. I was doing this at 2.5 million, so I adjusted that down to 2 million. That seems a little like a more appropriate number there. Okay, the next page is key stats. So the first line is sold price versus list price. Here in Orange County, properties sold at 2% lower than the list price. That number has increased from last week. I think it was 1.5 last week. That's interesting. Also, immediate sales in Orange County is only 0.5% of the properties were put under contract or even pending in the first 2 days that they were on the market. So that's come way down. Price reductions, I've adjusted how I'm getting this statistic. I'm taking the entirety of the actives and looking at price reductions. Before I was just taking a 7-day sample, but I feel like that was an inappropriate stat. So now we have a picture of what's really happening in Orange County, the entire properties that are listed for sale. We're at 45.7% for price reductions here in the US. In Orange County, and in the US we're at 41.2%, and that's gone up from last week. We were just at 41% last week, so slightly up. Other areas are the leading areas for price reductions. I just wanted to make a note of that since we are keeping track of other parts of the country. Boise is leading. 61% of the properties in Boise have had price reductions. Number 2 is Phoenix. 60% of those properties have had price reductions. And Austin's at 59. So those areas had a booming real estate market over the last couple of years. So many people moved there. Builders were building tons. So all that's kind of slowed down. So demand has really slowed down in those areas. Do I think that that's going to be a prediction of what happens here in Orange County? I don't, because there were lots of investor buyers there too. So, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on the stats here in Orange County and see how much it increases here. But those are the leading areas. I think Salt Lake City is also up there as well, and parts of Florida. Okay, let's go to the next slide, which is just the Costa Mesa single family home data. So the median list price in Costa Mesa has gone up to 1.398. That went up almost 20,000 from last week. And the average days on market has gone down for single family homes in Costa Mesa to 53. Price decreases, so these are properties with a price decrease, single family homes, That's gone down a little bit to 46%. Relisted, those were properties that were under contract and fell out of escrow for numerous amounts of reasons. I always say the number one reason for that would be financial, like they didn't get the loan they thought they were going to get. So they fall out of escrow. That's gone down to 9%. It was 10% last week, so a little nudge, but also positive. And okay, so now we'll go to the next slide, which is the condos, and you can see how big the numbers are, how the numbers are different. One is the median list price, $799. That's actually gone up quite a bit from last week, at $20,000 also. Again, these under $1 million, the demand is much higher in Orange County, so that's why these numbers are different. The average days on market being 38. That's actually gone up a couple days from last week. Actually, last week it was 29, so it went up 9 days. So that's an interesting stat there. Next week it'll probably be in the low 30s. So we'll see what that does. I mean, that's kind of a big increase, actually almost 10%. So the price decrease, 32%. That also went up a little bit, and then relisted in this market, 0% relisted, which is the same from last week. All right, so that's the data that we're going to look at. If you guys have any questions about that data, feel free to reach out to me. Also, if you're considering selling or buying, you want to know the data for your neighborhood or your target neighborhood. It's going to help you figure out how to list your price, how to list your house, and how to choose the price to list at. And also looking at the other homes, maybe there's some homes that are sitting. You want to kind of look at why those houses are sitting. It's usually price, but there could be some other factors. And if you take care of those things before you list your house, you'll have a much better chance of selling. And if you're buying, you want to know what to look for when you're buying and what to expect on some of these homes. And sometimes you can have an advantage as a buyer if you're looking at homes that have been on the market for much longer, or they've had a handful of price reductions. That tells you that they're not sticking firm on their original list price, and there is some opportunity there to adjust the price to fit your needs. Okay, well, reach out and I'll get you the data for your area. I can break it down by zip code or neighborhood or city. You can call or text or email. All right, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.